Welcome to the Abolitionist Round Table with your hosts Del, Phil, and Janice. Come on in and take a seat. You're invited to join the round table. Call 734-822-1600 to get into the conversation. And now, your hosts, Del Marsh, Phil Stargell, and Janice Daniels.
And good morning. This is Phil Stargell, and we are on the air with the Abolitionist Round Table. And the first thing we want to do this morning is to acknowledge the debates that came through. I just would like to just start out with one question, and then I'm gonna ask some more questions. But I wanna review that debate. But first of all, let me say good morning, Janice and Dale.
Good morning.
But we only have an hour, so we are going to get right into the meat of this
we gotta
thing.
just squeeze as much in it as we can.
The debate to me didn't afford the people on the stage the time to really go into anything in depth. But I think that one thing is clear, that nobody really was able to show people that they had a direction that they wanted to go in. And I think that was the mistake on part of the people doing the questions, because what they did was just threw out some questions and then had them be antagonists toward each other. And I think that was for nothing but ratings.
Right.
We don't get an idea that there is a one pressing point that somebody says, well, I can solve this immigration situation if we do this, or I can solve the Middle East thing if we do this. That's always been the way it goes. I mean, tell me what you're going to do. If you remember, Hillary Clinton and Obama both said that if that phone call comes on 3 o'clock in the morning, who do you want to be? Who do you want to answer that phone? You remember that?
Right.
Boy, both of them were in position to do something about that, and they did absolutely nothing. And we lost an ambassador in some of our finest. And so I don't want that kind of thing happening again. And then the people just walk away and say that they're not responsible. You are the president and you are the Secretary of State. Both of you hold a tremendous amount of responsibility, and they need to be confronted about it and explain it. Now, you heard people talking about, matter of fact, nobody even confronted the idea of what to do about the Middle East. Nobody confronted the idea about what to do about Iran being able to get the bomb in a couple of years. Those are the kind of things that we need to know. What are you going to do about this? Because some of those guys on that podium were responsible for this nightmare of an idea of Iran getting a bomb. And I think that we need to hold somebody responsible for this.
I agree with you. I think the beginning premise that we need to look at is who's hosting the debates. Number one, CNN could never be trusted to give the Republican Party a fair shake, any more than I thought Fox News did much better, because, again, these media personalities are all interested in ratings and controversy and shaking things up. What I did like about the debate this past Thursday is that you did have an opportunity to look at how these men and women respond in the moment when they're confronted with an issue that may not have been what they planned to talk about. I think that, as we all know, Marco Rubio is a very great orator. He has a wonderful way of expressing himself. I don't think he's presidential material. I think he's too young. I think he's wrong on some issues. He's wrong on immigration, to be sure. But he's a very good orator. I happen to think Donald Trump is just an amazing person. He is a visionary. And he, to me, I want that visionary ability. I wish that he would have talked about the issues that he has on his website.
That's exactly
DonaldJTrump.com. DonaldJTrump.com. He's got a plan for immigration. And he's got a plan for the Second Amendment. It was just posted. It's a beautiful presentation of why we have a Second Amendment, what the importance is, and the absolute truth that the Second Amendment is there so that the people can protect themselves in their homes, in their person, and against a tyrannical government.
Yes.
It's a beautiful document.
That's the thing that scares the heck out of everybody. And I'm going to tell you, the limits that they have on the citizenry with guns. Look at the abortion law. This law has allowed millions. I'm talking millions of babies to die. And they continue, and this was on purpose. The deaths were on purpose. There wasn't any accidents, and there wasn't any misinformation about that. You had all of the information, and they still allow millions of babies to die because they give the information as to what is important on that. But then they turn around and then they lie about the guns. They don't tell you that guns protect people, that guns have been able to lower just the fact that people have them, not use them, just have them. They've been able to lower crime rates. They've been able to lower deaths, and they have been able to keep peace in neighborhoods, and people didn't even use them.
Right, right.
Well, that's a good point, because all you have to do is just look at the police when he's present. Just look at when the president come in any venue, and you just look at his Secret Service. Right away, you know that. Oh, you don't want to
get into that hornet's
nest. That's exactly right.
Absolutely, that they're powerful. That they got something that support whatever he say, and he that. What he got to back it up is the Second Amendment.
Right.
The president and other congressmen use the Second Amendment so that they can speak freely. You notice that for them to speak freely, now put them in a venue and take those people out. I bet you they are all to what they say. That Second Amendment gives you freedom so that you can speak freely and back it up and without fear. Yeah. Because in some venues, just like Bernie Sanders had to find out right away that it's people that'll come in there and take your meeting over.
Yeah,
they would take it over. We know it was a congressman that from Chicago that used this tactic. What's his name? Bobby Rush. Yeah. He used that tactic to just take over meetings.
Yeah. And it's a taught talent. It's a taught tactic that.
This is a liberal taught tactic right there. They teaching this right now, these groups, Black Lives Matter, are out there right now,
and it's
letting people know that they're still coming. They anticipate. They want to, they want to do it at some of the Republican debates too. But you can see, if you look around, you can see the people that Donald Trump has in his security.
Yeah. What it does, what they've done is they place people strategically around to try to make it as if there are more of them than what it is.
Yes.
And then they can actually control a meeting.
Yes,
and
they can.
This is a taught thing.
That is.
I was sitting in on some of the things back in the 60s and 70s where they taught you how to take care of, take control of a meeting.
Yep. For having questions from all over that audience.
Exactly right.
Yep. And they take it over. Yeah, absolutely.
So this is a Saul Alinsky tactic.
It's
a Cloward and Pivens tactic. It's a Carol Quigley tactic. All of these guys are Democrat icons. Bill Clinton, when he was inaugurated, he paid tribute to Carol Quigley. I said, my goodness, what have we elected here? But the debate was, you've seen that basically the moderators allowed Trump to be actually in control of this meeting, of this debate. And that may
he was the ratings. He was the ratings. So
exactly
what they did is they made him the center of every question.
Yeah.
Every question was, well, Trump said this about you, and you said this about, and so then they put the camera on that person's face. You can see when Bush, they said, Bush, you made a comment about such and such, and then they would put the camera on that person to see their reaction.
Well, and here's the thing: they didn't get the information or the questions on people like Huckabee and Walker, and even Cruz. They got Cruz in there, but they steered him away from the questions on constitutionality.
Right.
And you notice that they asked absolutely nothing of Donald Trump about furthering this anchor baby nonsense. Because what I believe is that they wanted to keep the people that would make the audience out there go and look up some things because somebody was an expert and was able to explain it. And they steered away from those kind of questions of constitutionality. Donald Trump, and somebody you would have thought would have asked Donald Trump to elaborate on how he was going to, eliminate this anchor baby nonsense and use the information to start to take the illegal immigration the other way after the wall was built. There is a constitutionally mandated way to do it. And Ben Carson did get a chance to explain a little bit about how he would deal with the illegal immigration. He said that he would give green cards to people, but not allow them to vote. And basically, this is what I believe that the rush has been to get as many people in here for this election, because if they win this election and continue the tactics that Obama has used, they will control the election process in this country for the next 100, 200 years, because we will not be able to outperform as Republicans in order to stop this. I mean, because this illegal voting thing is, it's just out of control. And the Supreme Court is on that side.